Guys, happy afternoon.
Happy afternoon, sir.
Okay. Now, maybe 20-25 years back, I was also sitting like you. Between this timings, what we say, Jan 1st is over, New Year is done, and then there is an examination happening in March. We have given 1 or 2 preparatories, and our mind is thinking what would happen to our exams. There will be 2 aspects which I am going to speak right now. One would be, what is the effective study skills? Like, if you really want to study, what is the right kind of study skills if you follow, it can help you in the exams. That would be one. And before, why should I study? That is one question mark all of you will have to answer yourself, so that there is a strong conviction in you that I really want to study. If that strong conviction,
Please, I take it.
so if that strong conviction is not there, you may not have that answer of why exactly I will have to study. See, any person who becomes great, or any person who has become very successful, that why is answered, so he has become very successful. Let us take few examples. A very ordinary chai wala, a small boy who was actually selling tea for whatever reason, but his dreams were not to sell tea. His dream was to bring India or take India to the highest level possible, and that man becomes the greatest Prime Minister who is ruling us right now, who is leading us from the front. That is our Narendra Modi. That why was very strong in him. Why did he actually try and expand himself? Small responsibilities were given, he executed it very beautifully. Then bigger responsibilities were given, he also executed it very beautifully. Then much bigger responsibility was given. Yes, he was a very successful Chief Minister of Gujarat, but the way he handled and the way he led from the front, it was something that was noticeable, and everybody knew a leader like him, if he is going to come in the front and lead India, it can do enough good to the world, enough good to India, and that is where a new opportunity was given, and he became the first Prime Minister of India from this so-called NDA and BJP government. Now, was he a very successful Prime Minister in the first term? Yes, he really did very successfully do his Prime Ministership, and it was acts of gaga from everyone. Why is important is, right now you are doing your 10th. Most of you, the way you are actually preparing, you really want to score high in marks, because you know your parents have sent, the only thing they expect after every exam is, how have you done the exam? What is the score you are going to score? That we will try to answer. But if you don't have that fire in you, you cannot exponentially grow. For something to be achieved exponentially, there should be an inner desire in you, which has to be very, very strong. If that inner desire is not there, you cannot achieve. There is a beautiful saying we always say, where there is a will, there is a way. Can all of you repeat? Where there is a will, there is a way. 3 times. Where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way. Let me rephrase it. There is always a way. Do you have that will? A chai wala becomes a Prime Minister. That means, if a chai wala could do that, students like you who are studying in such a reputed school, which is much more higher self than a chai wala, ask yourself, what are you not capable of becoming? So, there is always a way. Ask yourself, do you have that will? If you have that will, yes, miracles are possible. In the forest, animals live. Is it pet animals or domestic animals? None of them. Very wild animals. One girl from there who lived in this so-called jungle, she started thinking differently, and she told herself, if I am not going to make it up to the top, I think I will never set an example for all the tribals who live deep in the forest, not knowing there is a world outside the forest also. And that girl starts keeping her dreams so big. Every time an opportunity comes, she always aims at a bigger opportunity than this. Whenever that is solved, she looks for a bigger opportunity. And every such opportunity was taken. And today, she is the first citizen of India. I am talking about a tribal woman becoming a president. I am talking about Draupadi Murmu. Why? She knew there is always a way. She had to answer, do I have the will? Each and every one of you sitting here, you may become an IAS officer, IPS officer, you may crack IIT, you may also become a greatest doctor, greatest engineer. It is possible. Why? There is always a way. Now each and every one of you sitting here, what is the answer you will have to answer? Do I have that will? God is ready to show you the way. If you have the will, God cannot create a will for you. Always remember, if your choice is I want to do science, that is the will you have executed. Yes, you have that will, I want to do science. Then God will open up opportunities so that there will be enough science colleges which open up and you can always go there and take admission. But if you have not decided that will, nobody can show you the way. Way is always there. You want to get into science path, way is there. You want to get into arts path, way is there. You want to get into commerce, yes, there is always a way. Each and every one of you sitting here, do you have the will and do you believe that you can achieve it? That's also very important. See, let us talk a little bit about our belief system. Because most of the time our emotions juggle between inferiority complex and superiority complex. Right now, if a task is given, immediately your mind compares you with your past and says, this is very easy for me. I don't need preparation at all. I will do it. That is called a superiority complex. It's important. But that superiority complex, when it becomes too big, that becomes egoistic. That is also going to hurt you a lot. Yes, revision is required. Multiple revisions are required for you to hit that exam and hit the topmost score. But if you can't do that multiple revision because you are confident that I have already studied, it will come in the examination day, that is called as overconfidence. So, overconfidence also is dangerous. Having a very high superiority complex also is dangerous, and inferiority complex is also dangerous. Superiority complex will come when you feel I am only doing everything. Inferiority complex will come because you feel you are not capable of doing anything. But let me tell you, both are false. When you have a superiority complex, you feel like you are doing everything. That is also false. That is also not true, because let me tell you, you cannot even wink your eye without thy will, without God's will. Do you think you can do it? No. Everything is blessings is required. In the same manner, the moment you believe that you cannot do, let me ask you this question, till now what is that you have done on your own? Everything that has happened, it has happened because of thy will. That means He is always there in your life as a co-author of your destiny, but choices have to be executed by you. He cannot execute the choice. There is this tribal girl, she starts thinking big because she opens up those choices. When the choices are opened up, when the pan is made bigger and bigger and bigger, exactly according to the pan, you will see things will start falling. It's raining outside. Now, what does your belief system say? I ask you to go and collect water. Simple thing. You need to go and collect water. The amount of water that you are going to collect, it is your choice. God has not come between your choice and what you want to collect. God is pouring the water. Few of you go with a spoon, you will collect a spoonful of water. Few of you go with a mug, you will collect a mug full of water. Few of you go with buckets, you will only collect a bucket full of water. There is one man who builds a reservoir and he collects a reservoir full of water. Rain did not say, I will not fill your vessel. But rain told, ask yourself, what is the vessel you are carrying now? Do you think for rain, whether it is filling up a reservoir or filling up a spoon or filling up a tumbler, as he come and he has made an announcement when this thunder happens, look, I am raining and I am not going to rain for you. No. It's your choice what kind of container you take. There God will not come between you and your choice. The choice has to be yours. You take up a big container, the big container of water can be filled. So your dream and your belief system is like that container. Take the biggest container. Why do you actually express so-called conjuiciness in taking up and picking up the container? देने वाला कौन है? वो है. What is that he cannot give which the entire world put together can do? Nothing. He is capable of giving you everything. Then why do you hesitate? I understand your confidence. मान लो, my class is going very good. Most of you are impressed. I go up to one of you and say, hey, arey yaar, I forgot to get my purse. I need to put a petrol. So my car drinks a lot of petrol. Can you please give me 100 rupees? That would be more than enough. At least 10-15 of you will pick up that 100 rupees and give it to me. Agreed? Now if I increase that 100 to 500, all of you will stare at me. And I will also not increase it to 500 because let it be a very harsh words. आपका देने का औकात उतना नहीं है. You also know, I also know. What if I want to ask you 5,000? You will think what mad man he is. When we say we don't have 500, how come he is asking 5,000? हमारा उतना देने का औकात नहीं है. Maybe in future we may. Right now we are doing our 10th. Our pocket money is only maximum 10 to 20 rupees. Agree? Now you want me to ask you 5 lakhs. What will happen? You will think it is a height of stupidity. When 5,000 cannot be given, when 5 lakh cannot be given, what if I ask you 5 crore? You will say, I don't want to attend this class, I will go away. Because you know that is the heights of stupidity. But when you are asking somebody, what is this avka? Infinite. So ask for infinite, na? जब पूछोगे, at least उसका response means believe in his strength, na? What is the strength? Infinite. Ask infinite. No, मुझे 80 से 85 मिल जाएगा तो ठीक है. मुझे एक 20-30 का साइट मिल जाएगा तो ठीक है. मुझे एक 1 लाख रुपीस का सैलरी का जॉब मिल जाने से ठीक है. Whom are you asking? You are asking him. That belief system was very strong in this chai wala, and that belief system was very strong in this so-called tribal woman, and today they became so successful because of this belief system that they know when they ask him, he cannot deny, because in God's book there is nothing called as denial, there is always a delay. In God's book there will always be a delay, resistance will be there. There will be a lot of resistance, but still, if you can strongly stand there and break open that resistance, that is what God wants you to do. You make few baby movements, baby steps. Rest He is going to take up. God is always ready to help those who are ready to help themselves. At least science करके decide तो करो. Most of your selection will be like this herd mentality. You know, a group of sheep, we don't call that way. A herd of sheep. If the first sheep needs to be monitored, that's all. You take that sheep, wherever he goes, the rest will follow. We also do the same thing. Wherever my friend goes, I will follow. Wherever my neighbor goes, I will follow. And most of your selection of what you want to do after 10th also is hanging in the same direction. This only will happen. Assuming result was declared for both of you, you have got good percentage. Each and every one of you, imagine it is you. I'll take one example. Anybody by name Ramesh? Nobody. Anybody? So we will only take Ramesh. Anybody by name Lata? No. We will take Lata and Ramesh as an example. Lata, after a result, she is sitting on a dining table having a breakfast. And loving Papa, who is sitting next to her, she says, "Beti, aapka marks to bahut acha aaya hai. Your marks has come very good. Now what do you want to take?" You should have some desire, na? No. You look at your mom like this. Kya lena? Because kaun sa movie jana hai, they only decided. Kaun sa kapda pehna hai, they only decided. Kaun sa khana hai, they only decided. Which God to worship, they only decided. Why they started deciding all this? Because you were a first standard, second standard, third standard, you did not know that was the right way for you to follow them. Fine. You are 10th standard now. Have you ever asked what is that I want to do? What is that I am given this birth to do? Always remember, you're born as a human. Do you know how sacred it is to be born as a human? You go to any of the spiritual books, it always says there are a lot of such incarnations which you will have to pass in order to get this very special birth as a human. And it comes only after so many lakhs of incarnations. That is what people say. That means God has already selected you from not being any of those millions and billions of species, and He has picked you to become this human because He has a plan for you, and He knows that you can live a human life and make it a very successful life, so that the day you die, on the judgment day, the judge who sits there, he should feel happy and say, good, your human life is satisfied. ऐसा हमें जीना है that our life should set an example, and God should feel proud that He did not waste one life by making you a human. If you are not ready to take up those dynamic steps, let me say, you are wasting your human life. It is like you are a bullock cart sitting in a BMW car and using the BMW car like a bullock cart. Let me put it other way. You are an animal sitting in a human form, not doing anything human in nature, not having any such aim, not having any such goal, not having any such conviction. You are also living a life like animals in the zoo. They also eat. They also grow, they also excrete, they also mate, they also reproduce. You are also doing the same thing. What is the difference between you and them? God has chosen you not to be them, to become something else. Think, what should be my purpose of life? Mama is good, I love her. Papa is good, I love her. Again I am telling you, for you to become successful, your mama and papa, nobody is responsible. For you to become successful, you alone are responsible. For Draupadi Murmu to become successful, Draupadi Murmu alone was responsible. Nobody else. Our brothers and sisters, cousins, they are still living in the forest. She made that decision, I want to be different. And it was her choice that she became what she became. Again I am telling you, it's not because of your parents you become successful. Narendra Modi did not become successful because of his parents. He became successful because of himself. Now for that himself to happen, how strong you are. What is that conviction you have? Do you have anything of your own that you will take decision? No. You look at your mama, mama kya karu? Because every time when you are confused, you look up to your mama. And there is one Ramesh also. Ramesh ke bazu mein daddy is sitting. Daddy is asking, okay Ramesh, you have done good scoring. What do you want to take up? Ramesh will look at his mama, mama. Then mama will say that neighboring, like, uska naam kya hai? Reshma. What is Reshma taking? Reshma is taking some commerce from this college. एक काम करो, आपको आने जाने के लिए ठीक रहेगा, आप भी वही ले लो. This is how you choose whether it is science, commerce, arts. Not even like that. Whatever Reshma has taken, Reshma would have actually taken arts. You would have taken arts. आने जाने के लिए easy हो जाएगा. If Ramesh would have taken science, you also would have taken science. Why? Because it was Ramesh's choice. You are just his neighbor. Herd mentality is you will be influenced by what your friends and neighbors or near and dear relatives will do. It could be anybody. I am taking neighbor. They may take one cousin also. That cousin Reshma of yours, what a subject she has taken science. You also take science. आने जाने के लिए easy हो जाएगा. ठीक है? ये आपका second PUC का choice हो गया. First PUC भी हो गया, second PUC वो भी हो गया, second PUC में भी आपको अच्छा marks मिला. Once you have got very good marks, now your same father with little less, because 2 साल में S गिर जाते हैं. Because I am of your father's age, common है. He says, बेटा रमेश अभी क्या करना चाहते हो? And baby Geeta क्या करना चाहते हो? What do you want to take up? Baby again will look at to mom. Mom. Then mom will ask, okay, now Reshma, what is she going for? Reshma is going for BBA. You also go for BBA. Same college you also. Ramesh also said, what is Ramesh going for? Ramesh is, he says, what is your friend going for? Your friend is going for an engineering. So you also pick up engineering. You also pick up the same, this one, specialization also. Why? Because his friend has picked up. अभी तक बात तो ठीक है. Now the fun starts. आपका कॉलेज भी हो गया, जॉब भी मिल गया, something is happening. We will not get into job, how the job is got. We will get into something else. Your father thinks it's the right time for you to get married. And then again on the same morning breakfast, the dining table, the coffee is being sipped by his father. And father generally asks, okay, गीता अभी job भी मिल गया आपका, college भी हो गया, अभी मैं आपको शादी, that's something which was my dream. आप बोलो, whom do you want to get married? Is there somebody? Then you will again look up to Mama. And again this Ramesh, anyway you are earning now enough. You can always take care of not one family, two families. Okay. Now when he says two families, there is a lot of fun there and says, okay, if you have already decided you are going to marry somebody, you just let me know. And he will also look at Amma and say, Amma. Then what will mommy do? Mommy will repeat the same dialogue. अरे रेशमा किससे शादी कर रहा है? एक काम करो, उसी से शादी कर लो. आने जाने के लिए भी इजी हो जाएगा. रमेश के लिए भी. रमेश से उसका बाजू वाला फ्रेंड से पूछता है वो किससे शादी कर रहा है? किसी से भी शादी करने दो, दोनों इकट्ठे रहेंगे तो आने जाने के लिए इजी हो जाएगा. शादी करो. Ask yourself, are you not actually doing the same thing which looks very funny, very stupid? Have you ever sat in closing your eyes in a non-doing mode and asked yourself, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I actually born? If you get the answer to that question, results will automatically start flowing and that conviction that I want to do will automatically come. Otherwise, that conviction will never come. You cannot decide based on what your neighbor is taking because God does not want to create duplicates. अगर उसे duplicate ही create करना तो you would have done duplicates. It doesn't. No two leaves from the same big mango tree will be the same. No two fruits from the same big mango tree will taste the same. From the same branch, from the same sub-branch. No two twins will be the same. Their voice tone will be different. Their footprint will be different. Their tongue impression is different. God does not believe in creating duplicates. We create duplicates. Now a very serious question what you will have to ask is, are you here to create duplicates or are you here to hold on to that originality what you have? And that originality is how you think different from others. If you start following others, then everybody would become the same. No. Draupadi Murmu became something else and Chaiwala becomes something else and this fisherman's son becomes the greatest scientist. Look at the way he was convinced that this is what I want to do. Always remember that there is in his autobiography it is written, as a fisherman's son when he and his cousins were going along with his parents just for fishing, his friends used to look at the so-called they looked at that ocean and they looked at the fishes and they told, I want to actually become a biggest fisherman. They saw the fish in the ocean and they told that is what is their goal. And the same reflection when Abdul Kalam saw, he saw the reflection of the moon and he told, I am not interested in the fishes, I am interested in that moon. I will become a person who will study moon. And that is what Abdul Kalam sir became. It is God's responsibility to materialize your dream. Again I am telling you, it is the universe or God's responsibility to materialize your dream. But delay will be there. Denial will not be there. If you strongly want to become something, it is not going to be denied. Delays will be there. But if you change the choice, God cannot help. Most of the time, it is you who change the choice. Every time you wanted to study very hard, score that highest marks, and you wanted to work very hard, but every time when that working very hard, when the choices has to be executed, you did not execute the right choices. Because of the choices what you executed, the destination became quite different. If the choices was, come what may, this 10th standard from day 1, I am not going to waste even a minute. I will get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock. I will seriously study without even wasting a minute. Every period I am going to prepare the notes. Even in the lunch break, I will not have lunch for 1 hour. 10 minutes I will grab my lunch box. I will finish off my lunch and then I will only study. And this I am going to do religiously all the days, even if it is Sunday. Only then you can become what you have become. Lata Mangeshkar did not sing when it was convenient for her. She always sang. That is the reason she became a greatest singer, Lata Mangeshkar. Tendulkar did not play whenever he felt like playing. There was no such time when he did not feel like playing. He always played from morning 4 o'clock to evening 11 o'clock. This conviction of I want to invest more time in cricket, and that made him a god of cricket. Again I am telling you, that on which you invest time will start growing. The choices has to be invested in that. Your studies is the time that you will have to invest in. Now because I am going to speak about study skills, it is not that any one of you sitting here couldn't have studied. Not at all possible. Everybody has studied. Everybody knows every chapter. But what really differentiates the marks after the exam is how much of it you are able to remember and recollect. That is what makes all the difference. If everybody, when the question paper is given, when you read the question paper for the first 5 minutes, because that is how the examination rules are, you are not supposed to start writing. You are given a question paper, you will have to just read the question paper, that's all. You read the question paper and your mind is working so fast. You read the first question, it says this is from the first chapter. Second question, this is from the last chapter. Third question, it is from the third chapter. And few of the questions when you read, you know this is written in the second book, this is written in the third book. You will never find a question which is out of the syllabus. And if one question comes out of the syllabus, you need not worry. Ask me why? Why? Because Public TV Rangnath will take care. There is one Kannada news channel, Public TV, one of the best news channels. There is one very good senior reporter called as Rangnath. He will start bombarding the government telling there is one such question which has come out of the syllabus for the 10th standard students, and he speaks to the education minister, and the education minister will promise 5 marks grace will be given because the question was out of the subject, out of the syllabus. But that has never happened. Everybody knows all the questions are from the syllabus, and everybody knows we have studied all this. But the moment the second bell rings and you will have to pick up paper and then start writing, that is when you are going to be differentiated depending on how much you remember, how much you are able to recollect. Those of you who are able to recollect 100 will get 100%. I have seen in the same records, there are some of the old students in the same school, they have got 100 out of 100 in maths. There were some years when science, many of them have got 100 out of 100. In social, they have got 100 out of 100. They have scored 10%. That means it has happened in the past. Now, there is always a way. Why? It has happened in the past. The same classroom, the same teachers, the same chair, the same afternoon free meals. There are students who have hit that 10%. Now, I am asking you, there is always a way to hit that 10%. How many of you are sitting here? Do you have that will? I want that 10%. Ask him. He will not deny. Are you daring enough to ask him? No, you know I cannot get so much. Who decides? He did not decide. You only have decided. God cannot when you don't want. God will only do when you want, because choices are your choice. God will not come between you and the choice. Based on the choice, God will actually see to it the same destination is given. I regularly get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock. I know early in the mornings is called as Brahma Muhurat. That is the time when I'll have to study so hard. I'll keep on studying hard, keep on studying hard. And yes, your choices were right. There is no other go. God has to give you 10% in 1 or 2 subjects. But you study for 1 or 2 days and then you give up, you take a break, again you study for a few days, again you take a break, you will end up scoring 90. You study but you don't revise, you don't do it in the right manner, and when the examination comes, in the examination hall you will not remember anything. The moment you step out of the examination hall, all the answers will start coming in and you will be amazed. Why is it coming now? I wanted it earlier. Why? Because you are not actually preparing in the right manner. What is the right kind of study skills? We will look into that. See, when we are talking about effective study skills, the only thing that you have in mind is, yes, there is a examination or study stress. The moment somebody says there is a viva, there is a presentation, there is an exam, your mind is very confused. You don't know exactly what to do. Why is that happening? We will just look into that. I wanted to give you, why do we actually forget? Any idea why do we forget? Okay. Anything else? And if I ask you one more question, is forgetting good or bad? Bad. Bad or good? If it is good, why it is good? If it is bad, why it is bad? If it is good, why is it good? If it is bad, why is it bad? Is forgetting good or bad? Forgetting is good when you forget something you need to forget. Forgetting is a curse when you forget something in the examination hall. Or you meet a friend after 4 or 5 years, he is able to remember you by name, who was your neighbor. He or she comes and she starts talking to you, hello Rishma, how are you, hello Ravi, how are you? And you are not able to recollect her name. You are not able to recollect his name. And finally, when you are not able to recollect, you are somehow managing and he says, I'll come and meet you, and he goes, and you are not still able to recollect the name. You come and you are starting to take a shower, tongue something falls, and immediately you identify what his name was. That means your memory means something is problem. Let us work on why exactly you need a strong memory. Is forgetting a gift or forgetting is a curse? See, we also do what is called as counseling. We have a lot of students who come to us for various kind of counseling. If they have examination stress, if they are not able to remember things properly, they always come to us and we give them some guidelines. There is two such counseling sessions which we had to do. There were two parents who came. They came on the same day. I and my friend, we usually give this counseling session. Both of us were sitting and one of the parents came. And what this parent told was, my daughter is a very brilliant daughter. Why I call her brilliant is she does not waste any time. She reads from morning till night and she gets up early in the morning also she reads. But somehow she is not able to score good. She lands up only scoring 80 to 85%. But I strongly feel my daughter can score even 7%. Why is that not happening? So we understood what was our requirement. So this was one kind of a counseling session. And immediately after that, we got another parent who came, and they had come with her ICSE studying daughter who was studying 9th standard. They told a different thing. What was that? My daughter, right from LKG to 9th standard midterm, she has never scored anything less than 95. Always it used to be between 95 and 100. But somehow, from after the midterm, there are so many tests that has happened. Now our performance has come less than 50%. So we got two scenarios. One scenario, my daughter studies very well. She studies 18 hours a day. She even studies early in the morning, but she is not able to score good marks. She is able to score 80 to 85, but my target is 95. Can you help me in this? We will have to say yes, because we are counselors. And the other parent, what they told, she till date, from first standard till date, till the midterm of her 10th standard, she has always scored 95 and above. After that, our score has dipped and now it is between 50 to 60. Even she is not able to handle that percentage. We are also not able to handle. Can you help us out? What do? Whenever we get any kind of such counseling session, we interrogate. We get into the details of why it started happening, when it started happening. This will help us to understand, is it good to forget or is it not good to forget? If I don't want to forget, what should I do? If I want to forget, what should I do? In the first scenario, what they told, our daughter reads 18 hours. Now all of you also keep on reading. If I go to any of your houses, and if I ask about your studies with your parents, they will definitely say, my son or daughter is reading all the time, they don't waste. But if I go deep into observation and I ask them, is it that you find them always reading or sometimes they write also? That was the question I asked her. She says no, she doesn't write at all. We have told her multiple times to write. She doesn't write. She keeps on reading and 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 reading. Most of you do the same thing. What is that you are practicing? You open the book, you take the content, put it into your memory. Beautiful. That is how studies happen. But in exam, what do? You will take and do this? No. You will take information from here, you put it in the form of writing. When your practice is happening the other way, and when in execution, the exact thing what you will have to do is recollect from the memory and write it in the paper. If that is not practice and this is practice, how can you get 100% result? Highly impossible. That is what I asked her. How is your study pattern? Assuming in 1 hour you pick up a lesson and you start studying, how do you study? She says, I read the chapter. Okay, then I read the chapter once again. Assuming you finish that in half an hour, what will you do? I reread the chapter. That means she's never making an attempt of recollecting. Revision she is not doing. That revision is required. Taking information from here and recollecting. And that will help her in the exam. Now for you, if any one of you is seriously sitting and saying, my studies is exactly like this, I think you should change right from today. There is still 3 months left. You cannot give up. The only way to study and get good marks is, can you really practice what you do in the exam? In the exam, I take a paper and pen. I keep writing without even knowing anything about that. Only the questions would be right in front of me and the answers should pour in from my memory. That is what you will have to practice. And that is the reason we give you multiple preparatory. So that you gain that confidence of recollecting and writing consistently for 3 hours, not even for 10-15 minutes. So this has to be practiced by her. So what I told, I will give you a simple idea. The same idea I am sharing with you. In 1 hour, how many 20 minutes are there? 3 20 minutes. We'll call it as first 20 minutes, middle 20 minutes, last 20 minutes. All of you? First 20 minutes? Middle 20 minutes? Last 20 minutes. We will take up 1 hour. And then today I have started studying. Maybe in the evening 6 to 7. I go, I sit and I am starting to study. I say I am going to study from 6 to 7. It's 1 hour. We'll take up a target as 1 hour. First 20 minutes, when you take up the book, you start reading. Natural. When you read, frame a question for everything that you read. Whatever you read, you can phrase a question because that question is a trigger even in the exam. How do you remember an answer? Because of the trigger of the question. How many times you have practiced to trigger yourself and get the answer, trigger yourself and get the answer? Never. You have never got and you have actually got a person out even in the practice session. Only theory. And then you will get into the team and one day you will go with the ball and you will actually take wickets. Not possible at all. When you are practicing, when you are able to make people get out of your ball, then definitely in the match you can get the same people out or a different people out in the same place. But your practice is only taking information, that will not work. So I said the first 20 minutes, read. Whatever you read, you write a question which should trigger you. And then you would have written 4 or 5 questions. Simple questions because you have read 4 or 5 pages. Now close the book on the same desk. Now do an audio recollection. That means you just take that questions, read the question, try to recollect. Try to say it. If you are not able to say, because you are not able to recollect. Now open the book. Take a little help. Then close the book. Try to recollect. If you are able to do, fine. If you are not able to do, open the book. This is the middle 20 minutes what you are going to do. And next, close the book, keep it into the cupboard. Now sit like you are sitting in an exam. The same questions what you have prepared, take a pen and paper and write. That is what you are going to do in the exam. That is what you will have to practice now also. Start practicing to write faster, write neatly, write without mistake. And this is going to trigger your memory, and it will make your memory stronger, because the more often you trigger like that, it becomes stronger. Memory is just a collection of cells. It's just like any of those cells in our body. It's also a muscle mass. I can take 5 kilos very comfortably in my left hand, but can I take 10 kilos comfortably? No. Why? My left hand is not very oftenly used. But my right hand I can do 10 kilo. When somebody gives you a target, I don't know what you do. From the left 10, from the right 20 kilos you will have to get. Then what will I do? Don't worry sir, give me 6 months, I'll practice. So every day I practice taking up 10 kilo, going a little forward. Again next day I increase, and one day I am able to cover half a kilometer holding a 10 kilo back. Why? Because I made my muscle practice that and get used to it and become powerful. Today my left hand is more powerful. It is not as powerful as 5 kilo. It is comfortable of taking even 10 kilo. That means I improved. In the memory also, it is the same logic. You will have to keep training it to recollect and put it across. And that has to be practiced from now on. If you have 1 hour, divide it as 20. So what you are doing, 20 minutes you are spending to take information and putting it here, 40 minutes you are spending to recollect information. Second 20 minutes is an audio recollect, third 20 minutes is physically writing recollect. Even if you want, don't look at the book. It's okay if you can't remember. Spend 20 minutes, leave it off. Next day what happens? Your mind will be fine-tuned to make you remember come what may. You will get used to it. You will definitely remember. And that is what is right kind of study skills. And one more kind of study skills which I wanted to tell you. I'll go to, there is something called as Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. Please put an heading, Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. I don't know which. Most of you say this, na, sir, I really study hard. Very hard, sir. But I keep forgetting, sir. Even in the exam, sir, I forget few questions. That's the reason I scored less. Most of you also the same. Most of you will say, I have made all attempts, 100% attempt kiya hai. But marks, why will you get less? 100% attempt to kiya hai. For every question, if the marks is 5 and they are expecting you to write 8 sentences, if you write 4 sentences, who will give you full marks? They will give 50% marks. So your marks keep coming down because you are not able to recollect everything. So why do we actually forget? That is the question we are trying to answer. Is forgetting a gift or a curse? I am taking you as a simple example of Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. All of you can write it down. Ebbinghaus, Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. What does this scientist say is, every human mind, irrespective of you are an Einstein or you are Thomas Alva Edison or you are Sir M. Vishwesvaraya, all of us have a memory which works in the same fashion. But some of them who use it rightly in the right manner, they don't forget. Some of them who don't use in the right manner, they forget, because there is nothing called as good memory and bad memory. There is something called as used memory, not so used memory. Whatever memory is regularly used, you will find there is clarity, there is positiveness there. Whatever you don't use, there is definitely a negative there, there will be a lot of negatives there. Assuming one space of your home, you don't use it at all. After 1 month, if you go to that space will be neat and clean? No. There will be lot of dirt, there will be spider web here and there will be cockroaches everywhere, because a negative has pulled up more and more negative. Why do we say your only focus has to be in the exam and only studying should be your only attentive focuses? Because your memory is like that space. That space has to be kept neat and clean, and it should only be filled with what is required for an exam. Is Big Boss required for an exam? No. So don't use it. Don't watch any Big Boss. Is social media going to help you in the exam? No. Let me not use that space and put little bit of social media everywhere. Most of you, what you do, little bit of Big Boss everywhere, little bit of Durandara everywhere, and little bit of Kantara 1 and 2 and 3, and little bit of cricket everywhere, little bit of gossiping everywhere, and you went to your cousin's marriage, little bit of cousin's marriage memory everywhere. Now the same space which should only have the studies what you have done, will that give me clarity to pick up information and write? Now when I am trying to think, he's finding it difficult because there is Big Boss also, there is Kaun Banega Crorepati also, there is cricket match also, there is one marriage of your neighbor's neighbor you have not left. Neighbor is okay. You went to neighbor's marriage because you never wanted to miss marriages. What is happening? Your sensory memory is consistently collecting all those information and dumping it. And when the place has to be neat and clean, I can pick up whatever I want. When the place is like a dustbin with lot of external information, in the exam when you are stressed, in exam you will not be normal. Normal means you have clarity. See, assuming I take a vessel, it is a little diluted color water, just like we had celebrated in Holi. And in that colored water, I put some 8 coins, different numbering in those coins. Now I ask you, come and pick up the right kind of coins. You will say, yes sir, I'll come. Why? The water is very clear. Though the color is there, water is clear. Now what I do, I create a ripple there. I just shake it, I just round it. Now I'll ask, come and do. You will say, no sir, it's difficult. In the exam, your mind also will be in turbulence. And so first you will have to calm yourself, collect the information and put it there. Most of them, they would have studied much better than any of their friends, but still they score less because they do not use that clarity of actually taking the information at that moment in that turbulence and write it in a paper and complete it off. That is where it hits them back very bad. So for that, what does Ebbinghaus forgetting curve say? If at all you need not want to forget anything, you should do multiple reminders. That's all. Multiple revision. That is a very simple answer. Here is one lesson which was done today. These are the number of days: 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, 60 days. And this is the lessons. Today one lesson was done. What should you do? Immediately after 10 days you will have to do. Immediately after 3 days one revision. Immediately after 10 day one revision. Immediately after 30 day one more revision. Like that, the more revisions you do, you will automatically find that your memory is capable of recollecting. At any point of time when an examination is held, you can score 80%. But we will take up the second case. You only do 2 revision and then finally you write the exam. What happens? You score 50%. You think you know, but you have ever attempted to take the pen and paper and try to answer it? No. Your mind thinks it knows. Why? Because this question I have studied, it is from this particular book to this particular chapter. But what your mind should be capable of recollecting everything and make you write it verbatim. So that has to be practiced come what may. There is no shortcut to it. Most of you who are actually aiming at scoring 10%, this is what you will have to prepare yourself for. There is no shortcut, you will have to prepare. Now, how does our memory works? Let us understand how our memory works. See, there are 3 kinds of memories. One we call it a sensory memory. Sensory memory is information that goes through all our 5 sensory organs. And the sensory memory has a very short retention period. That's the reason sometimes if I need to teach you some Sanskrit shlokas, if I tell you a shloka which will be more than 10 seconds, you can't remember. You will immediately say, so break that shloka into half and then we will repeat it. Because it's a new kind of a pronunciation, you will never be able to understand it and actually try to reproduce, means try to revise it and put it across, because you are not going to grasp it because it's your sensory memory. So what I do, I break it up into parts and make you do one small 3 second, 4 second shloka, then multiple times, then take up one more shloka of 3-4 seconds multiple times, then we join both and ask you to do multiple times. That is how you will have to study also. If there is 20 points to be memorized, don't try to memorize all the 20 points. Pick up the first 2-3 points, try to remember, recollect. Pick up the next 2-3 points separately, try to remember, recollect. Pick up the last 2-3 slides, points, remember. Pick up the last 3, remember. Now you try to combine. First 6 you try to recollect. Next, from the 6 to 10 you try to recollect. Then you can join. Actually, divide and rule policy. What Britishers did, same thing you should also do. When the question is too big, cut it into pieces which can be easily swallowable by you. Your memory can understand. That is where we say, from the environmental stimuli, through our sensory memory, the eyes, the nose, the taste, everything, you will be getting that information into short-term memory. But when you want it to be remembered, you should do multiple revision. When you do multiple revision, then it will go to long-term memory, which is also called as permanent memory. Permanent memory will not forget because you have done multiple revisions. Now all of you are good in maths? As soon as I say, you should give me an answer. 2 2s are 4, 5 2s are 6 9s are 72, 8 4s are. Okay, now all of you made an attempt. Now if I say 19 5s are, few of you will say, don't ask me sir. 18 3s are, 17 9s are. Why it won't come? You have never practiced. 11 or 12 ones are to 19 ones are. You have never practiced. Have you done any time revision? But 2 ones are you still remember. Your mom used to have a scale and used to go on reading. 2 ones are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10, 2 6 are 12, 2 7s are 14, 2 8s are 19, 2 10s are 20. 3 ones are 3 ones are 3, 2 2 3. That practice was done. Why? When you do an elaborative rehearsal here, it will get into what is called as a long-term memory. In the long-term memory, it will be permanently etched. You will never forget. Right now, if you want that 100%, can you take everything from the syllabus, everything from the subjects, put it into what is called as permanent memory? If you don't put it into that permanent memory, then what happens? You will never be able to remember everything. Partly if you remember, your score also will be half of it, 3/4 of it, 1/4 of it. If you remember, if you can recollect 100%, 100% will be yours. So, from the long-term memory, you will have to retrieve the information again to the short-term memory, and then the information can be accessed through exam, interview or viva. That is how your preparation has to be. Practice, 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 prepare. What you should prepare? Prepare writing. And we also ask, what is your study pattern? All of you are going to study, but if I am asking you, what is a study style you follow? Do you know there are 3 kinds of study styles? That will be one slide which I am going to share you. All of you do yoga also before studying? No sir. Don't ask us about yoga. That particular slide. Okay, what is your study pattern? See, whenever you are studying, ask yourself, what is your mind capable of doing best? All of us do not have the same kind of mind because God does not create duplicates. There are 3 styles of how we actually study. One is called as visual. Visual students are those who just observe the teacher explaining. They just observe. It gets into their head. When they are reading also, they don't read loudly. They open the book, just see, they understand. They are able to memorize. These are called as visual people. There is a second set of people who are called as auditory people. Auditory are the students who will not be able to understand everything just by observing. They need to read loudly, they need to listen to themselves again and again. Only when they listen to them again and again, it will help them to actually do it better. So these students are called as auditory students. And there is a third set of students whom we call it as kinesthetic students. Kinesthetic students are a little weaker. They cannot understand 100% when they just observe the teacher, nor when they listen to any kind of learning multiple times or attending the class multiple times. They only will understand it perfectly when they write and then do it. These are called as kinesthetic students. So there will be some of them who will be any two, there will be some of them who will be all three. So you ask yourself, what are you? If you only understand by writing, there is no other go. You will have to write only and practice because that works for you. Those who are visual, don't get into group studies because group studies will confuse. I have seen the same place where there will be two brothers and sisters. One brother likes reading louder, but the sister just hates reading louder. She only looks and she understands. That means that girl is a visual girl and this girl is an auditory girl. So ask yourself what you are. Those who are visual, you will have to learn best by seeing the formula, by seeing the point, looking at it. Those who are auditory, you will have to listen, you need group discussion. Those who are kinesthetic, you will have to write, you will have to feel that experiment, only then it works. Ask yourself, which is a powerful tool of yours? Whether it is ears, whether it is eyes, whether it is the touch. Which sensory organ is very strong in you? So, just to give you a small idea, of course you should know that those who make it to the top bracket, if you want 10% result in all the subjects or any of the subjects, there is no shortcut. Those who want to be in the top bracket in academics, practice all the three learning methodologies. They read, they say, and they also write. That's why they make so much of difference to them. They don't leave anything to chances. Very, very important. So your learning methodology you will have to understand. If it is auditory, read it, record it in your mobile, listen to it. Don't listen to anything else. Don't give your memory to any information because the moment your ears are open for that information, that memory will come and stay. Don't give your information to be input from your visual. Do not look at any social media, do not look at any TV, do not look at any movie because the moment you occupy that, that also will come and fall in your memory space. The moment it falls in your memory space, it becomes just like a dustbin. You will not have clarity in the exam. You will never be able to recollect. And one more important thing, find out what is your peak time of studies. See, all of us have different times when you study. It's going to have a very good effect or a very bad effect or an average effect. Few of you are early birds. You want to get up early in the morning and study. It works for you. Continue to do that because in the next 3 months, please don't change it. Those of you only like studying late night, continue to do that till the exam. You cannot help it. You will have to continue. Identify your peak hours where whenever you sit for studies, it works. That time study the most difficult subjects. There are some time of your entire day where you find you are not able to understand, you need lot of efforts. That time you learn or revise easy subjects. And whenever you sit for studies, initially take up the difficult subjects, later on you can take up the easier subjects. When you are fresh, you can capture difficult subjects. When you are little longevely, when you are studying, slowly you can use for other subjects. So that is one small. Ask yourself whether you are a morning person or a late night person. So best is morning, but right now don't change. See, in Hindu and Vedas, we always speak about Brahma Muhurta. What is Brahma Muhurta? Early in the morning, before the sun rises and after the sun rises, this time is called as the most sacred time. At this particular time, the energy level in the atmosphere is so high that with little efforts you can get maximum benefit out of it. Provided it is started well in advance. When there is just 3 months for you, is not advisable. But yes, for those who are in 9th standard, this would be a greatest weapon for them because this is the most sacred time where you are going to utilize it for the most fruitful thing of your life. Right now, the only objective of your life is how good I am going to perform in my academics, nothing else. So that is the significance of Brahma Muhurta. In the same manner, all of us are living our life in this 24 hours, how we call early in the morning before the sun rises and the sun sets. That is called as a Brahma Muhurta. In the same manner, in your life, from 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, these time are called as Brahma years or Brahma Muhurta or most sacred years of your entire life. If these times, if you are going to little concentrate, give up all the negatives, focus on what you want to do, there is a greater chance, there is all possibilities that you will make it very big in life. But all those who take these things, these years very lightly, they will suffer the entire 24 hours. If Brahma Muhurta is not used positively, if these 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 is not used positively, you will very miserably suffer in your life. So right now is that beginning of your Brahma Muhurta. That means your 15 is past, 16 is coming, you are making an attempt to write your 10. This is the most sacred time of your life. Use it very effectively, because what you are going to become will be defined with this foundation. This Brahma Muhurta foundation is going to tell you how your 24 hours after that Brahma Muhurta, the next 24 hours will go. In the same manner, in your life, you are going to die someday. You are born now, but the Brahmi years of your life or Brahma Muhurta years of your life is this. This is the time when you will have to lay a right kind of foundation without getting distracted, without being influenced by any negatives. Only focus has to be on studies. You can definitely do miracles. Before I could answer this question, let me also try to answer this very important question. Why should I study? Regarding study skills, I have told you a little. But if somebody asks me, why do you think I should study? A very serious question. Let me share a beautiful story, because one more counseling I did not do. One counseling I gave her an answer. What did I say? 20, 20, 20. If she is studying for 1 hour. What if you are planning to study for 2 hours? 40 minutes, 40 minutes, 40 minutes. For 3 hours? 1 hour, 1 hour and 1 hour. But in between take a break, because your mind cannot consistently study for 1 hour. You may be in an illusion that you are studying for 1 hour, but you will never be studying for 1 hour. Your actually attention span in that 1 hour will be 40-45 minutes only. After that you need a break. So you cut your hours into maximum 20-20-20 or maximum 40-40-40. You don't go beyond that. Always follow this, very important. Now we will come to the second counseling. What was the second counseling? This counseling we gave her, this is the methodology of study, and she got 96%. She came with a sweet box, we were happy. Our counseling worked. But we have not handled the other girl. What was the problem of the other girl? Till the midterm she has always scored 95% and above. But from the midterm onwards, all her performance is 50%. Now our question when we are interrogating, what really happened? Did something very bad didn't happen after that? Immediately they told yes. We wanted to tell you what? Then he told our grandmother passed away. Our grandmother was the only friend of this girl who did everything with her grandmother. She was sleeping with her grandmother, her grandmother used to give her the breakfast, her grandmother used to take care of her. Our grandmother was everything for her. Our grandmother was the one who was like a father and mother. Though father and mother gave her abundance love, she was so much attached to her grandmother. The day when she realized her grandmother is no more, right in front of her, the grandmother has taken the last breath, she could not handle it. And she got into depression. Every time she sees her grandmother used to sit, she used to feed her. Every time she is having breakfast, she thinks that she will have to have on her own because her grandmother is not there. She starts sleeping. Every time she is studying, her grandmother used to come with a glass of milk, again the next time a glass of water, and again next time with a bowl of fruits. This has been the grandmother and this granddaughter's relation. And every time she sits for studies, every 20 minutes, Grandma, I need water. Grandma is not there. Grandma, I am hungry. Grandma is not there. Grandma, I need milk. Grandma is not there. Grandma, I want to use the restroom. Will you come with me? Grandma is not there. So for everything, she was so much attached to her grandma, and for the first time when she finds grandma is not there, she starts weeping, she starts crying, and every time she sits to study, she is not able to focus because her grandma is coming home to her memory. Now what we told, there is no other go. You should take her to a new place where her grandmother's memory will not haunt her. That is the only way. Because the moment she comes back from the school, in school she is normal. But in the exam she is not able to recollect. For exam recollection, preparation should happen at home. It's not happening. Every time she wants to study, grandma is not there. She goes and sleeps off. She's able to concentrate, but still she's not able to concentrate. She loses her concentration. And this is what was actually creating a very big mess in her life. And we told there is no other go. If you want to not shift to a new place. They immediately shifted to a new place. And I told, do not keep any of the furnitures which our grandmother would have used, because every such things will bring her into that memory, and for few days make her sleep in your room only, so that she will feel like she is with mom and dad. She should not feel like grandma. No. So a new place, a new environment, and nobody there will talk about the grandmother. That way she was kept for the next 15 days, 1 month, 2 months. Slowly she started recollecting back. From 60 she came to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 85, and she also got 95% marks. So in one case I had to ask her how to forget something. I gave them a solution how to make her daughter forget something. In one more case, I had to give a counseling to make her how to recollect something and write it in the form of writing, because that is what is required in the exam. In your case, that which you want to forget, don't allow that memory to get into your memory system only. Facebook, Twitter, movies, festivals, Shankranti will come and go. Don't get involved in the Shankranti. You need to eat something and continue to study. Going to friends' house, coming here and there, no. Next year you can do. In Brahmi Muhurta or Brahmi years, I am not going to celebrate any festival. My all celebration is going to be only studies. Tendulkar practiced in the manner where he had forgotten what Ganesha Chaturthi was, what Deepavali was, what Republic Day was, what Sunday was. But are you ready to forget? No. You remember today is Sunday. So Sunday no studies. You remember today is festival day. Festival day no studies. You are always looking an excuse because you don't want to do. Tendulkar always looked for no excuse because he had a willingness. He always looked for solution. I don't want to waste my time today. What shall I do? If I am there at home, I will be wasting. I will go to the field and start practicing. If I am day in the hall, I will not be actually able to concentrate. I will go to another room where nobody will disturb me. I will not know today's festival. I will consistently study. That is how you will have to study. Only when you study in that manner, you will reach that. A chaiwala can become a prime minister if his conviction is like this. A tribal woman can become the president, the first citizen, if her conviction is like this. We say from the womb of willingness, solutions are gone. From the womb of non-willingness, excuses are gone. Deepavali is an excuse, Shankranti is an excuse, Sunday is an excuse, friend's marriage is an excuse, neighbor's marriage is an excuse, somebody passes away in the family somewhere far away, that also can be an excuse. No, because there is a non-willingness to do, you look for excuses. When there is a willingness to do, you will only look for solution. If you have a womb of willingness, miracles are going to happen and solutions will come on its own. Because God will never let you down. But if you don't decide, He cannot. Again I am telling you, you will have to decide and you will have to think, otherwise He cannot. Why academics is very important, you will not realize now. After few years, when you will have to go for a loan, when you will have to apply for a job, people definitely ask you, what is your name? Immediately after that would come, what is your qualification? If your qualification is not strong, it doesn't work. And your qualification is also made, are you in the right job? Are you in a very premium job? If you are not in a premium job, you will have to settle for small proposals in life. Your life is not going to be as easy as it is right now. You cannot actually put your kids into the right school, in the same school, if you are not earning 4 times more than your papa right now. If you are not earning 4 times more than your father, it doesn't work. And academics plays a very important role, because everywhere academics they will ask. You are a very rich man, you have 10 lakhs rent only you get. When a proposal comes, the daughter's parents will definitely ask, okay, I understand your son now. What's his name you told? Okay, Ramesh, what is his qualification? Grandma will say, "Nahi, ye what qualification and all? He's getting 2 lakhs rent." That's fine, but still, what is this qualification? You are going for a loan, 2 crores, 3 crores. You want to start a business. The bank manager is sitting across, and he will ask, "What is your name?" "My name is this." "What's your qualification?" "What is the name qualification, sir?" He will not consider you for a loan. Qualification makes a lot of importance. You want to work in Infosys, qualification is required. You want to work in Dell, qualification is required. You want to work in Google, qualification is required. You want to get into any top 5 artificial intelligence company, qualification is important. Qualification opens up the gate for your future. If you are not going to have the right kind of academics, it's going to treat you back. Sometimes your qualifying marks is also important, because some of the walk-in interviews you will never be able to simply walk in if your aggregate is less. To walk in to a Dell anytime, if you should have got an average of 80% in all the semesters, in your 10th, in your 12th and in your engineering also, only then you can go there. So it becomes very, very important. What you become is in your hand. What you were, that is the God's gift to you. You were born as a female, that was a God's gift onto you. You were born as a male, that was a God's gift onto you. You are born with so much loving and caring parents, that is a God's gift onto you. What is your gift onto God? Very, very important. With a small story, we will come back. They were twins. I'll take up a girl also, boy also, both equally. You can assume, girls can assume they were 2 twins. Girl twins, they looked alike, very smart, very good looking. Boys, you assume they were twins, they were looking alike, they were very smart. Till 8, 9, 10, they never scored less than 95%. So after 95%, the parents usually ask, "What do you want to take up?" In that, one of the boy, in your case one of the girls, she says, "I will go for science, I want to go for the topmost." Try something very high. Don't try to catch something which is very low. That any mediocre can do. Always aim at the sky, at least you will reach the clouds. So we always tell them, जब देने वाला चप्पल पाड़ के देने के लिए रेडी है and उसका औकात infinite है, why do you hesitate to ask? Ask him bindas. Very, very, very important. So looking from that objective, one of the girl who is a twin, they looked alike, very smart, very gore. Boy also very smart, very gora. Now, at that particular time, one of the girls says, "Mama, I don't want to study." "Why?" "Mama, I don't want to study. I really not feeling like studying. Maybe I will continue after 1 year. Right now, I don't want to study. Please don't push me to study." And the boy, again, he will also tell them, "Mama, I don't want to study." One of the boy, "I really don't want to study." No, you will have to study. There is no going. "No, Mama, if you say to study, I'll stop eating food. I'll stop doing." You also blackmail them. What will the parents think? Okay, rehne do. 1 year he's saying, live. And they leave this boy for 1 year, leave the girl for 1 year. 1 year happens, the other boy and the other girl, they score 95 and they go into +1. Now when that moment of rejoining comes, they ask you, "Will you join now?" "Mama, no, next year I'll join." She also, "Mama, no, next year I'll join." From morning till evening, this boy was spending his entire day at home doing nothing. He had become lazier. He had become, actually he was looking like a chapati. He became a puri. Why? Nothing doing. Only eat, sleep. Animals also do that in zoo. That's the reason you see them, they grow horizontally, not vertically. And this girl also grew horizontally. She became a puri. This boy also. Then second PUC happens. This other boy, he scores 95. The other girl, she scores 95. Both of them wanted to get into engineering. One gets into MBBS. One more gets into engineering. Now the parents will ask, "Will you at least start studying now, ma?" When she has become a puri, there is no looking back. She says, "No, I will not. Next year I will do." When you start postponing things, "Tomorrow I will study, tomorrow I will study, tomorrow I will study," it doesn't work. And he says, "The next year I will do." Then this boy who completes MBBS with highest score and is a rank holder, and that girl, she completes engineering with an highest score, again a rank holder, they get a campus drive. She gets a salary of 1.5 crores per annum in a very good job. This is a true story. about the girl, about the boy. I am putting it across just to make you understand. This boy will get a job as a doctor. He is not interested. He studies MD also with radiology, and after that he gets a job abroad. And the salary package abroad was, because it is in dollars, it was 8 crores per annum in Indian rupees. It's in dollars. He flies abroad. This girl is working in an AI company. Now the parents will have to look for proposal. Both are twins. Both were looking like chapati. The studying one is still looking like a chapati. The girl was at home. From Puri, she became a bhatura. This boy also, he became a bhatura. They were top circles. She had actually accumulated so much of fat that she had a double chin. He also had a double chin, a very big tummy, and because of the dark circles, her appearance looked like what's wrong with her. Every day their parents suffered looking at the suffering of this boy because he got into a place where he could not return back. He started something, कोई छोटा मोटा business करके हो गया. This girl they thought अभी शादी तो करना ही है. दोनों के लिए एक ही तरह का लड़का चूज करेंगे. Will it work? No. दोनों के लिए राजकुमारी ही लेकर आना है, लेकिन वो राजकुमारी इस राजकुमार को पसंद करना चाहिए ना. That will not work. That is when these two boys realized they did a mistake. This girl, because it is a true story, I know her, she is one of my cousins. I always used to tell her, don't do this, you will repent in the future. Now, she did not make proposals at all. She was not ready to select a proposal which was unacceptable because her own twin sister, she married an NRI who is actually owning a very big company in US, and their everyday salary would be in crores. And she has to accept a car driver, a mechanic, a small accountant. I don't say these jobs are low, but look at the perspective, what you became and what you could have become. Opportunities were given to both of you, but the choices is in your hand. Your parents cannot take a choice on your behalf. Your parents cannot take a choice on your behalf. Modi had to take choices on his own. Always remember, दुश्मन कहाँ है? बगल में. All of you say this. दुश्मन कहाँ है? बगल में. We always say that. Let me say, दुश्मन बगल में नहीं है, अंदर है. You are a dushman. That cousin was a dushman to you. I told her, you became a dushman to yourself, ma. When your sister was studying, so you should have continued. 1 year, okay. At least after that, you should have bounced back. Every time an opportunity came, when you don't bounce back, you are becoming an enemy of yourself. And for your failure, nobody else will be responsible. You are only responsible because you worked as a dushman to yourself. You wanted every Facebook pages, you watched all the movies, you attended all the parties, you attended all the celebrations. How will you live a life out of conviction when you are ready to fall for everything? Your objective should be to go to the market and sell the donkey. That's all. Instead of that, a father, son and donkey, they are walking. People will say 100 things. Facebook will say, come watch me, come watch me. Oh, a few of the, you can call elders who are looking there, look at them. It is not one donkey, 3 donkeys. One of them can sit on the donkey, na? Father sits. Continue at least like that. Every day morning I will read. Continue like that. And one more will come. Twitter will come. Big boss will come. You get distracted to everything because you don't stand for something. When you stand for something, you will not fall for everything. Then what happens? They say, instead of son, father should sit. They keep changing. Father will sit now. And few others, when they watch, they say, instead of only one person sitting, both of them can sit. Both of them will sit. And one more person will say, instead of they carrying the, being on the donkey, they are as grown up that they can carry the donkey. Now they wanted to carry the donkey, they tried to tie it, that donkey ran away. Now, the story looks very simple, but you are also behaving in the same manner. Every distraction, you are going and welcoming it. Come, मुझे मार, मुझे ज़्यादा marks नहीं चाहिए. Come, मुझे disturb करो. Steal all my time. There are a lot of time stealers in your life. A chai wala who becomes a prime minister will never let any time steal him. When this Draupadi Murmu becomes the president, she never allowed anybody to steal her time. That was the conviction with which they actually did their things. Narendra Modi not only did not take a break when he was a chief minister 2 terms in Gujarat, he never took a break even in the second time when he is today, not even a Sunday, not even a weekday, not even a single day, he did not take a break even for a jet lag. When people travel from one place to another, it is night today, tomorrow when you go there it is still night. Your body is not able to understand what it is. That is what we call jet lag, and your body needs some time to get over that. So every person who visits a different place where the time alteration is day and night difference, they will have to take 12 hours of rest. Only then their body can become normal. They don't know, should I have breakfast, should I have dinner, should I have lunch, should my bowels start working now? They are totally confused. But for Modi, nothing like that will affect, because he has decided every minute of me is for the nation. Nation comes first and I comes next. I will be the next. You also should work with the same attire. I wish you all a very happy examination preparation. I wish you all a great marks in exam. All of you sitting here, you are capable of doing a miraculous thing. But you should take up the right kind of steps. God is always there with you. Never forget this. God will always be there with you. He just waits for you to call. But God cannot take decision on your behalf. Decision has to be taken by you. If the right kind of choices are made, right kind of destination you will reach. Life is all about BCD. Repeat this. BCD. B is the beginning. C is the choices. D is the destination. If the right kind of choices were made by this chaiwala can become a prime minister. It's not that every chaiwala will automatically become a prime minister. When right kind of choices are made by Draupadi Murmu, it made her what she is today. When right kind of choices were made by this so-called missile man of India, when he was just a very ordinary fisherman's son, the BrahMos which has come into execution, it was because of this invention of this missile man of India, Abdul Kalam. Hats off to him, a great man, what a legendary life he lived. He made right kind of choices. Always remember, God plays a trick with you. In every choice, He keeps two emotions. One is happiness or pleasurable emotion, one more is painful emotion. What are the two emotions? Pleasure and pain. We will call it as pleasure and pain. Anything that is pleasurable today will not be pleasurable consistently. One day it will be a permanent pain for you. Anything which is painful now, one day it will be a permanent pleasure for your lifelong. Right now, the next 3 months, whenever a choice of execution comes, you should say, I will pick up the pain. Getting up early in the morning is painful, I'll pick up the pain. Writing it once only is painful, I'll write it 5 times. I know it is very painful. Why? Because Malik sir has told, whatever is painful now will give me permanent pleasure. I will have to study now. I am not feeling like it is a painful experience, but still I will study. Why? Because Malik sir has told, God has created initial pain. That initial pain will give you permanent pleasure. If God is giving you a temporary pleasure, that temporary pleasure will give you permanent pain. You don't study, you don't get up early in the morning, you don't take up that extra pain to write, you don't go up to your teacher, ask doubts, get it clarified, though she scolds. It's a painful experience to go and say, I did not understand this math, please explain. But every such painful moment that you execute, the moment the 10th standard result comes, it will be a permanent result for your lifetime. There is never a second 10th standard exam. It comes once and it comes only once in the life. When you write for the second time, it is like you have written it as a second attempt. It is never the first attempt. And it will be a permanent marks for your lifetime. Today also people say, what was your 10th standard marks, what was your 12th standard marks, what was your graduation marks, what was your post-graduation marks. So 10th standard is that first step that you take up. It should be started with a bang, with the highest percentage possible. And when you do like that, miracles shall happen. You also can reach that heights which nobody else has reached. So very, very important. With one beautiful story, we will wind up. God is always there with us. For that, this story comes. It's stopped. It's working. Okay. Well, what is that story all about? There was this good man, a very honest man, a very God-loving, He always prayed, he always helped people, he always lived such a fruitful life. Everybody knew that this guy, if at all he dies, he will go to heaven. At the age of 75, he dies, and the doors of heaven is open. The soul is capable of seeing your entire life path within few seconds. That is the speciality of a soul. This person, he wanted to observe how his entire journey was. He was born, but he died. Choices are there. We will not talk about the choices. Experience of pleasure and pain he wanted to see. That means there were happy moments, there were very sadful moments. So when he saw the entire path, there were at some part of the life, there were two pair of footprints, as though two people are walking. At certain other times, there was only one person walking. He was little confused because when he analyzed, whenever it was happy times, he saw there were two pairs of footsteps walking. That means, जब आप बहुत खुश हो, you are in the happiest moment, there are two pairs. You know, one pair is mine, one more is God's. We are going together. Beautiful. But whenever it was very sorrowful, he saw there was only one pair of footsteps. When he saw that one pair of footsteps, he was little confused. He did not know, and he wanted to ask God, what is this, God? When I am happy, I don't need you. All of you, do you need him? Only when Sankata Bandaga, Venkataramana. You always think of a God when you are actually in trouble. You will never think of him until and unless the examination timetable is not announced. So, here what is happening when I am observing the entire event? He is confused. God, when I am experiencing happy moments in my life, why is that in that happy moments I only see one pair of footsteps? When I am experiencing a sorrowful moment, why is that I see actually one pair, happy moments two pair? He wanted the reverse. Means he told, when I was sorrowful, you should have been with me, na God? With that question, when the door opens, God is speaking in his own lines. He says, my loving son, I have an answer for you. You have mistaken the footsteps. His soul is asking, what is that? He says, when you were happy, definitely there were two pair of footsteps. That was one me and one you, rightly told. But when you were sad, there is only one pair of footsteps. I agree. But you are mistaken, that pair of footsteps is yours. No, it is mine. My dear son, during your sad moments, when you did not have enough courage to even walk, I carried you along. Go back to your past 7th standard exam. You thought somebody is going to come and kill you in the exam because you were so much afraid of the exam. But exam came and exam went, and you will say, oh Bhagwan, thank you so much. I really did experience the fear, but you just carried away. I did not know at all. So believe in it. Don't give up. If you give up, he cannot help you. Most of the difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is ordinary people give up. Extraordinary people or the same ordinary people who do not give up. The choice is, are you going to give up or are you going to bounce back? Because God is always ready to help those who are ready to help themselves. First you try to help yourself a little, rest is going to take care. And then he understood very clearly, yes, it is God who has to actually help me, but choices have to be made by me. When there is a choice of pleasure and pain, what will you choose? Pain. Why? Because you know initial pain will give permanent pleasure. And if I choose pleasure, you also know initial pleasure will give permanent pain. With the story of the boy twin and the girl twin, they choose what is called as pleasurable. After 10, they told, I don't want to study, studying is painful. But the other girl, yes, I know it is painful, I still want to do it. Now I am telling you why you will have to study. I know studies is pain, but still you should study if you want to go ahead in your life. All of you close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Just listen to whatever I say. Try to introspect, understand the meaning of what I say. And just be in the flow. Thank you so much, oh God. Thank you so much for giving me this greatest gift to be born as human. Oh God, I know. Oh God, I know. I could have been born as an insect. I could have been born as a fish. I could have been born as a worm. I could have been born as an animal or a bird or a worm or any such microorganism which is not even visible to a human naked eye. Thank you so much for gifting me to be born as a human. I love you, oh God. Thank you so much for this. Oh God, thank you so much for such a loving mother, for such a caring father. Thank you so much. I know there are a lot of kids who are writing the same 10th standard exam, and many of them are orphans, or they are semi-orphans with a single parent. Only a mother, only a father. How much blessed I am, how much blessed I am. I have both of them. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, oh God. Thank you so much for the love they are pouring onto me, for the care my father is putting onto me. I know there are a lot of kids who have their parents, a drunkard father, a very abusive mother, not able to afford a 3 days meal. They are torturing their kids to go out and work. I think I am so blessed. I have such a loving father. I have such a loving mother. They have only one thing they expect out of me. I should study, and they have put me to the best of the best schools. Thank you so much for that. Oh God, thank you so much. Thank you for such a great mother. Thank you for such a great father. Oh God, thank you for such a great brain. Thank you so much. I know there are a lot of mentally retarded kids who cannot even count, they cannot speak because of the mental low growth. Thank you so much, oh God, for giving me such a wonderful brain. I think it is my responsibility to use all this and make it big in my life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, oh God. Oh God, thank you so much. My heart is beating. I am so blessed. Oh God, thank you so much. I have my 2 eyes. I know there are a lot of kids who are blind, are semi-blind, are partially blind. How they would be writing their exam? We know last year also many blind students wrote 10th standard exam. Few of them scored 80 and above. Wow, what a great studies they would have made. Oh God, you have given me these beautiful eyes. I think I should study. I should not score anything less than 100%. All the subjects should be out of all. Thank you so much, oh God. Oh God, thank you so much. I am not deaf, I am not dumb. I can speak, I can listen, I can understand, I can see. There are a lot of kids who are deprived of all this. Thank you so much, thank you so much. I will use all these gifts given by you and I will start studying. I'll make a difference. I'll make my parents proud. I'll make my teachers proud. Oh God, thank you so much for this beautiful heart. It is beating. I recently visited a heart hospital in Electronic City. When I wanted to celebrate a new year which was coming 3 months down the line, because I had approached them in the month of September, and I told, can I give gifts to every one of them in this ward? The doctor told, I'm very sorry to say, you will not be able to give the gifts to them. I was surprised. I asked why. Will they be discharged? I would be happy if they would be discharged. I think I cannot guarantee any one of them would see the new year because they are counting their rest of the life in hours. A 8-year-old kid with a hole in an heart. A 10-year-old kid with a hole in the heart. In the heart which is not pumping properly. A 15-year-old studying student. And the doctor says, we don't know, anytime the heart may stop bleeding, beating, and this student will be no more. That is when I realize how much blessed I am, how much blessed I am. I have such a great heart. Oh God, thank you so much. I have both the hands, both the legs. I am very healthy. I can move, I can jump, I can run. I know a lot of handicaps with one leg, one hand, with no legs, no hands. How they would have actually lived a deaf and dumb writing exams and clearing their exams, only using sign language and communicating to their teacher. They have done miracles. I can listen, I can talk, I can see. I don't have a hole in my heart. I am not also a cancer patient. Please go and visit some hospitals. It's very important. You will realize how much blessed you are. When I went to a cancer hospital recently, to the children's ward, there were a lot of kids and the doctor told all of them are suffering from 3rd or 4th stage of cancer and they would only have few weeks left out. You are so blessed that you are so healthy and you have a lot of things in your hand that is so positive. With all this you should be able to do miracles. Let me thank once again to God. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will work very hard. I will see to it every moment of my life from now on will be utilized for my personal growth. I'll grow so tall, I'll grow so bright that I'll make my nation proud, I'll make my father proud, I'll make my mother proud. Thank you so much, your God. Keep your eyes closed for a few more seconds. Be prostrate and pray for yourself. Ask for His blessings. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly rub your palms to generate sufficient heat. Slowly rub on your forehead, on your eyebrow, on your eyes, on your chin, on your chest, and very, very slowly, gently, please open your eyes. Thank you. A big round of applause, please. If you have any doubts with respect to anything you have, you can always ask me. It was a great pleasure and it was really a very happy moment to have students like you who really took it up with so much of zeal and enthusiasm, with pin drop silence. Thank you so much for that, because not every class will be the same. I think all of you are made to do something big in life. I wish you all the best. God bless you. Okay, all of you smile. Cheese, 100%. 10%, at least in 5-6 subjects. Miracles are going to be possible only by you. You're better than the chaiwala, you're better than a fisherman's son, you're better than Draupadi Murmu, you're better than Albert Einstein, you're better than Thomas Alva Edison. God bless